Hi there, this is take 3. This is Bobby from Ragged Poet, and I haven't made a video since July. I've been a bit off YouTube. I haven't been watching or getting involved lately. It's been a bit icky. And my life's been doing other stuff, and I've been too busy spending time on trying to regroup myself. So, but I got asked to make a video yesterday. I put a picture on Instagram of this box, which was unopened. It was kind of like this. It was unopened, but the video, my phone battery is almost had it like as in the life of the battery, as is the current state of crapple iPhones that are more than 2 years old, or 3 years old, and so it faded out. So I had to start the video again, and I've already opened the box. But I had to open it offline because I've lost my letter opener thing, my beautiful Athame hair Millennium dagger. It got lost in all the building and going to England and back, and I can't find it anywhere, and I really, really want to find it. I did a kind of spell, but it hasn't turned up yet, or an incantation thing. So if you can send me lost property prayers, I really want to find that, because my kids and their dad bought me it for the year after Millennium, and it's Millennium silver with the Millennium hallmark in it from the UK, and it's got my beloved hairs on top, a brass hair, and I've shown it on here before, and I adore it, and I don't know where it's gone. I can't find it anywhere, so I really want to find that. So I had to use scissors to open these, because it's actually a letter opener, but I use it as an Athame and all sorts. So, this is a box that came yesterday. I had no idea what was in it, because I'd totally forgotten. I knew it wasn't a tarot deck, because the box is just too skinny and small. But what it is this amazing, beautiful, I got a sticker with it, because it was Kickstarter. It's the House of the Rising Spade playing cards. And I had to open the plastic offline. I did it in front of you, but I lost that video. So this is the box. It's still got the plastic on the outside. It's a matte, embossed. Look at it. It's beautiful. It's all embossed-y. Oh, sorry about my finger, by the way. It's incapacitated. That's the back of the box. That's the bottom of the box. Side of the box with a beautiful gothic-y window. And the front of the box, and it's matte black card, and the cards themselves, look at them, they're that linen finished cardstock, and oh my goodness, you know, if you've got the Pagan Otherworld, slippery, 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 look, you can't even hear them. Stockholm 17 playing cards. So maybe that's a brand. Room 17, House of the Rising Spade. Look how gold, that's so gold and metallic. It's beautiful. It's a wet day here today. It's about 2 in the afternoon, but I've got candles going because it's so thin. Also, that must be the Ace of Spades. Look at can you see the tea-stained linen finish and how they've set them out? Aren't they elegant? Oh my god, I love these. I wish I'd got 2 packs now. Look at the borders. Oh my god, aren't they beautiful? Oh wow, they did an amazing job of these. Look. Knight, Queen, King. Oh my god, it looks like a lute. No, I haven't lost the ace. The library. Oh my wow, look at that. That's the Ace of Hearts library. I'm not going to spend huge amounts of time going through them, because I don't do those kind of videos really. Lots of other people do. But aren't they gorgeous? I'm not sure about the bird of prey, but there we go. We'll let him go. And the Queen. Oh my gosh. The Cellar. Oh, it's like Cluedo. So that's the Ace of Clubs. These are stunning. Oh my god, in real life, I don't remember ordering them, really, but they are stunning. Oh my god, look at her, she's got the moon. She got the whole moon in her hands. Is she holding a little instrument? Oh, look at his beard. I really like him. And then we got the attic. So we got room 17, the library, the cellar, and the attic for the aces. And this is the ace of diamonds. Oh my god. Oh my god. These cards are stunning. They're beautiful. Look at the colours. Man, they're so rich. You know, I don't go gaga over decks. I just wasn't expecting this. And Kelly and Patrick from Truth in Story and 78 cards. Look at the Joker. Aren't they stunning? Wow. I love those Jokers. And that must be a special extra card. Oh, and there's another double-sided card. Oh my god, you want to get your hands on these. These are beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you, House of the Rising Spades. It was on Kickstarter, but I'm not sure when. Oh, it's obviously gone and funded now, but I'm sure you'll be able to get them, and I am in love with them. I think they're absolutely stunning. And I've been doing Tom Benjamin's book, which I got in England because you couldn't get it over here, and used all my suitcase room to bring it back. I've been doing that with the pips, so it's going to be good fun working with those cards with that. So, wow. Anyway, yeah, the Embrace the Magical Instagram challenge is every October. Kelly and Patrick run it, and the day yesterday's was the unexpected, and that little box came, and I wasn't expecting it. Black tea, tea of love. Whatever crazy set of cards fate deals you from above, may your cup of life be brimming with the strong, true tea of love. That's, I always forget his name. Edward Monkton. Oh, he's awesome. Anyway, so, other things I want to talk about. Instagram. I love Instagram. Why do I love it? I love Instagram. I was one of the very first Instagrammers. I joined Instagram when it was released. I was obsessed with it. I love photography and I love sharing photography. I don't like the new Instagram much. I do not like business on Instagram. I do not like all the adverts. I do not like videos and stories much because you can't look at them and keep them. I want Instagram to go back to how Instagram was. But I still love it at the end of the day. It's like Crapple. Apple. I loved Apple before I could afford a computer, and I just fell in love, and I read the story of Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs, and I wanted an Apple computer, and it took me another 15, 20 years to get one. Or maybe not quite, about 15 years maybe, from when the first Mac came out to when I got mine. Or maybe a bit more. Anyway, I really wanted a Mac for a long time, and I just love them. I love the operating system. I love the iPhone. I don't like the way they are. I think it's gone downhill since Steve Jobs died. But I'll still always do Apple because I've realised I've got to accept that character. I'm not going to default. So quit whinging and get on with it, eh? Same with Instagram. I love Instagram. I love it for what it was, and so I'm going to carry on. But I do wish it would go back to how it was and just be a photo sharing app and not all business and crap, because business is everywhere. But now, if I get lots of business posts off one person in a day, I just unsub. I don't always want to, but I do. But Instagram is one of the things that makes me happy, really happy. And I've spent a lot of the last few months trying to find my joy. I had, as you know, most of you know anyway, I lost my mum suddenly and had to go back to England in March, April. And then I came back here and I had a bad accident and ended up unable to move for a couple of weeks and then on crutches for a couple of months. And I'm recovering from that. But this video is also about silver linings, and well, we know that grief is the flip side of love, so without grief there would be no love. Losing your mum is not, it's really hard to find a silver lining, but I guess it's love. It's just I don't know. Anyway, the accident had one huge silver lining for me, in it kind of took me, the pain made me, almost made me stop feeling guilty for being this depressed, grieving person. Not that anyone should ever feel guilt for grieving, but I was feeling guilty, because we kind of feel guilty if we're not doing shit, or, you know, not out there living this amazing FOMO life, which is actually bullshit, because no one is. Or some people might, but, you know. So apparently what is it? There's FOMO, which is the fear of missing out, and then there's the JOMO, which I really like, is the joy of missing out, and I'm really promoting that. But I've been looking for my joy, and one of the big silver linings of my accident was I had to go to physio, and the physio is in this place where they do different classes and stuff, and they did yoga classes, and I have got into yoga, and I am addicted. And so I've got this. Oh, this is the Australian Yoga Journal. It's just one I got a while ago, and it's just a bit of visual stuff for yoga to remind me, but remind me to tell you about it. So my silver lining of that accident was fine. Yoga is amazing. There's a zillion billion videos on yoga out there. I'm not going to be some yoga namaste guru doing all that rubbish with you. Well, not rubbish, I shouldn't say rubbish, but you know, I'm not. I am me, I am Bobby. I am my own church, my own thing, and I don't particularly subscribe to anything much. I like the ethos behind it all, and when I'm in a yoga class and I say namaste, it's like in respect with the tutor and where I am, and I mean it, but I don't use it every day. So yoga, it's opened up a space in my mind for grief and for joy. I can't put it into words. Read about it, watch videos about it, try it. Okay, yoga. The other joy that's come into my life that I haven't... oh, here's a tarot deck. Now, this tarot deck is one I got a while ago, but it got lost in the move and going to England and back and stuff. And I actually got it from Little Red Tarot in England. Well, not when I was in England, but I got it before that. But it got lost. And it's called The Wanderer's Tarot, and it's by Casey Zabala. And I almost didn't get it. I loved the cards on the whole, except one suit, because it has a suit of F words. And you all know how I feel about F words. And I thought I couldn't cope. But it also has a suit of moons and rocks. And I thought, I've got to have it, you know. Stones, I mean. Not rocks, but I call them rocks. And I just loved it. And all the people have these little witchy hats. Oh, this is yesterday's card, which is the world. And I kind of love the world. The world means to me things like... well, it means transformation, but it also means connecting with the universe. And I think this path, this card was telling me that I'm kind of on the right path, you know. I think being in sync and being where I'm meant to be right now. And it's taken me a long time to realise that. Someone said to me the other day, the easiest time to be here is when there's nowhere else to go. And that is so true. When there's always somewhere else to go, it's really hard to be here in the now and the present. So I'm trying to like really live in the now and be mindful. This is another thing of this year. This has been a really tough 12 months, but I've learnt so much. I mean, before I lost Mum, I lost her downstairs at my house, had a massive flood, and I broke my toe before that, and oh, you don't want to know. Anyway, so this deck is very black and white. It's big. It's beautiful. This is my hand, which I don't know. I guess they're small. This is an A5 diary. My what's it diary? So it's a bit smaller than A6. So there you go. That's 8 inches. So they're probably about 3.5 by 5 inches, I reckon. They've got black edges. And the cards are very, very well, beautifully drawn. I mean, look at the Magician. The Magician has a 10, for God's sake. Look at that. Again, I'm not going to go through all of them. I might do it another time if you want, but I love them. And I absolutely... look at the Empress. horned creature, like a goat. And the Emperor. I love them. I just love them. She might be a sheep, I'm not sure. But, and these cypress trees, when I used to live in one place, I had these sort of trees in the garden. Very sort of, what's the word, bucolic, is it? Anyway, pastoral. Oh, look at the Hierophant. Removing the veil, connecting you. Which is kind of what the High Priestess, but my Hierophant's kind of also like a bit of a male High Priestess. And the Lovers. And the Fairy Godmother, Cupid. The Chariot's a heart, which is follow your heart, maybe. You see that heart there? And Strength is kind of traditional. I like the Hermit because he looks like Neil Young. I don't know if you can make out his face, but to me he looks like Neil Young when Neil Young was young. The Wheel of Fortune. We've got the Orb, which I can never say. And all the signs of the Zodiac going around there. Justice. With the candle. And then the Hangman and Death. It's very. I thought when I first saw this card, because I saw the river of, what's it called, Styx, is it? And I thought this was a boat, but it's actually the scythe, the Grim Reaper thing. But it also could be a boat. And these look like the hands look like lotus flowers. I really like this Death card. Temperance. Another horned creature. The Devil with the upside down star. The Tower. In the Star. In the Moon. The moon's got a kind of like a... It looked like a font when I first saw it. I thought it was a font in a church. But then it looks like one of those build up out of the ground swimming pools. But I like it anyway. I like simple art. I love these kind of black and white decks. It's like I like the... what's it called? Spirit Speaks and everything. I'm not so keen on the sun. Don't like the hands around it and don't like the face. I don't like faces on moons and suns. Judgment. This kind of looks like an all-seeing eye. And digging up the flowers and things. And then we've got the F words. Skip through those. I mean, you know, if you've not got the phobia, I guess they're okay. And they're not too bad because they're not photographs. But I'll just show you. So in the courts, we have the Philosopher, the Goddess, the Prophet, and the Wanderer. And these were other reasons that made me really want this deck. Then we've got knives. Obviously, the F words are wands. And then we've got knives for swords. They're pretty. I said I wasn't going to go all the way through, but I am, but very quickly. Got to get this done with. Oh, that's kind of cool. Well, I haven't had much to do with this deck because I only found it 2-3 days ago. When I was looking for my dagger. Philosopher of Knives. See how they got the little witchy hats? But look, oh, I haven't looked at the backs. I'll show you them in a minute. The Goddess of Knives, who looks like one of those paper dolls that we had when we were kids. Same with the other two. This one doesn't have a head. But look at them then. My favourite suit is the moons. Look at the moons. The Ace of Moons. 2 of Moons. 3 of Moons. 4 of Moons. Oh, and by the way, they do the numbers. So when they do the 4, they strike through it like, what do they call it? Tallying. So that's the 5. And then the 6. Love that card. It was the Moons of the Witch's Hat that I had to get the deck for. And I really like the rocks. And I love the way they call it Philosopher and Wanderer and Hermit and Goddess. And there's the Philosopher of Moons. The Goddess of Moons. Look at the Prophet of Moons. I adore that. And the Wanderer of Moons, climbing his stairway to heaven. And then we've got the stones, the Ace of Stones. 2 of Stones. 3 of Stones. 4 of Stones. Very grounded pyramid. Look at those. I love them. I love them. They're kind of a bit, although it's very matte, they're kind of hard to shuffle, and they're big as well. I'm not going to let that put me off, because when you have small hands, you have ways and means of doing things. The Philosopher of Stones. Look how he's got a sort of rock head. The Goddess of Stones. Strong yoga pose. Go girl. The Prophet of Stones. I love the prophets. Sorry, I'm trying to work sideways to the camera. And the Wanderer of Stones. So, this is them. And this is the back. Which is, gotta admit, pretty darn stunning. Now, they come in a beautiful box. And the world, I've showed you the world because that's the one that I drew. This is the box. Opens like a book. And there's the back of the box. And you have to buy the guidebook separately. It comes with a little one. There's the guidebook. And it's got black and white pictures and pages for each card. And on the back it says, "We witches are energized by our stones, rocks and crystals. Aren't we just? We witches are elevated by our relationship with the moon." This one is. "We witches are called upon by the flight of a bird or the gift of a hawk's feather." This one's not. "We witches are gathering with our knives and directing power with their blades." Well, we would be if I could find mine. I don't like that. That is ugly. But this is the little black book. And it's one of those books that we used to make. You know how you get a big piece of paper? And you cut it, a piece of A4 paper, and you cut it, and you make a book. Like, you fold it, it's one page book out of a piece of paper. So basically, you open it up, and on the other side, you get this sheet with the 4 suits on it: to dare, to be silent, to will, and to know. So we've got fire, to will, desire, spirit, wands, action, passion, spring, creation, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. To dare, water, that's my sign. Compassion, emotion, love, summer, well, that's wrong, but cups, heart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And then to be silent, we have earth, physical ground in Pentacles, health and wealth and matter, and home and fall, and Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And then to know is the knives or swords and air, thought, intellect, mind, swords, challenge, winter, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. So this is how you make the book. So you get a piece of paper, one sheet of A4, and you literally fold it into 8, like that. And then you cut in the middle, those 2 top ones, like you can see how it's been cut. And then you just literally turn it like that, and it makes a book. We used to make these when we were kids. So I kind of love that. Anyway, that's The Wanderer's Tarot by Casey Zabala. So, and the other thing that's come back into my life, well, not really come back, it's never really gone away, is fountain pens, or pens. I've always been obsessed with pens and stationery, and I'm currently, hang on, T, have a new big obsession, re-obsession with fountain pens. I don't have many, I don't have any big flashy ones. These are old. Oh no, that one's about 2-3 years old. That's my Lamy Vista, which I really like. And that's a demonstrator pen. It's see-through, so you can see what colour of ink's in it. Although you need most inks, like this is a dark violet, but it's almost run out. But you really need a lighter ink show better, because the darker ones, when they're, you know, in a pen, tend to look like in a bottle. They tend to look quite dark, so it's hard to tell. This is an ancient, from when I was a kid, Schaefer. This isn't a fountain pen, but I like it because it's Christmassy. And I always loved Christmas when in England, but this is just a ballpoint pen, but it's not got a point because I've got to get a new refill for it. But I found that one out. This is my old Schaefer No Nonsense pen, which I've had for probably 25 or more years, and it writes like a dream. It's beautiful. But I can't find a converter for it, so it has to have cartridges. So I'm going to get, if you have an old fountain pen and you can't find a converter, just try and find some cartridges to fit, and you can get a syringe and refill the cartridges, which is what I'm going to do for this one. Then we have another fountain pen that I've had about 20 years. I have no idea. It's a Inoxchrome chrome, but it's a cheap little pen, but it writes really nicely. It's very small without being posted, like, but it's a really nice little pen. And then these are my old Parker pen. When I was at school, we did a thing called the 11 Plus in England, and if you passed it, or maybe even if you didn't, you got bought a fountain pen. I was one of the last people to do it because they stopped it then. It decided whether you went to comprehensive or grammar school. And I got a Parker fountain pen, and that's an old one too. So I still use that one. And then these two. This is a ballpoint pen I discovered recently before I went back into fountain pens all the time. Now I'm trying to just use fountain pens. Because ballpoint pens, it's all the plastic. I don't like it. That's why I decided as well to just stick to fountain pens. But this one, I think it's made by... Oh, it's made by Pilot. It's called an Acroball. And oh my god, it writes amazingly. And I just found it in the supermarket when I was out one day. I think it was when I was going to England. I needed a pen. I hadn't got a pen. Or I might have got it in the airport stationery shop. And they write so beautifully. But I'm not actually going to advocate that because it's plastic and you can't refill them. I don't think... Oh, actually, you can. You can. Look at that. If you can get these. So I don't know if you can refill them or not. So I'm still not going to advocate that pen. Right. And then this one is... My mum was always into leopard print. So this is one of her pens that I bought back. And I love that one. And it's just there because I use it all the time. And that's all I have to show you. And that's all I have to say, I think. So go and find some joy and go and find a silver lining. And oh, and if you're into pens, I'm just going to shout out a couple of channels which are gourmet pens. They're quite big and easy to find, but they're so funny. Sbre Brown, S-B-R-E Brown, and him and Gourmet Pens are a couple, and they make these most amazing videos together. I think they're called Serious Nibbage. And they're so funny and adorable together. So if you like pens and you're kind of a bit geeky about them, I recommend you check those two guys out. Esprit Brown. I'll put their channels down in the little box underneath. I have my Mildred cards. I've got these, which I've been playing with. The plastic's still on the box, but I've had them out quite a bit. I keep the plastic on the box sometimes because if I'm very bad at spilling crap. So you know, it's you've seen these. Lots of people have gone through these. I keep the plastic on because it kind of preserves the box sometimes. I also got this amazing deck, The Carnival at the End of the World, which I got a few months ago. Again, that's got a matte box with the plastics on it. They did get a bit damaged in the post, that one. But I love it because it's other people have shown it, so I'm not going to. It's very, to me, it's very pagan, very, it reminds me of all things old England and pagan and like Morris dances and all folk tales and stuff like that. Have I got anything else to show you? I thought I had a book, but if I do, I've lost it. Not much. I can't see anything that's here that needs to be shown. I think I showed you my moon gazing hair. I made that a couple of years ago because I couldn't find one in England. That's my moon gazing hair. It's not that brilliant, but it does gaze at the moon. And I was going to make a video. I will make a video about hairs. It takes a lot of energy because I have so much stuff and information in my head about hairs and books and stuff that it's quite a big thing. And I was going to do it all, and then loads of crap happened, and it didn't happen. I had it all ready to do, so I haven't done that yet. So there we are. Oh, one more thing I'll show you. If you're into pens, this pen case is the best thing ever. It's made by a company called Lehit Lab. Try and find a card with their name on it. Oh, there you go. Lihit Lab. You can get it on eBay, and it's literally about I don't know, 10 US, £10. That's a little card. I've had this 2 or 3 years now, but I'm showing it because I've seen lots of expensive pen cases. It's just made out of that, you know, that rainproof coat stuff. But it's got this thing here for all your pens, which most of these go in. Then it's got another page which you put pens in. These are just all old biros and stuff. And then it's got another back. The back of that has got 3 little meshy pockets that you can put cartridges in. And then there's another pocket at the back that you can put pens or a notebook or bottles of ink or stuff in. And it all zips together. And it's actually like next to my diary. Pretty compact, and it protects your pens. So I highly recommend this baby. You get them and this one's called a Teffa, T-E-F-F-A. So the Hit Labs Teffa pen case, and they do it in about 6 or 7 different colours. I think it goes under another name. There's lots of them. They nearly all come from China or somewhere. But they're really cheap, and they're really good. It doesn't mean they're cheap. They're cheap to buy, but they're not nasty. So good value pen case. And there we are. I think I will go now. But thank you for listening, and yeah, I will catch up with you guys and see what people are up to. Like I said, I haven't really been on YouTube for a while, but oh, I can show you. I'll show you some of my old icons. I've had that for years. I don't know where I got it from. It's kind of beautiful, eh? It stands up. It was from someone, and I think this one came December 1995. I got this. It was hand painted, but I can't remember where. I like icons and iconography. So there we go. On that note, love to those who need or want it. Well, love to all of you, really. And look for the silver linings. And try and be where you are now. And not have too many places to go that are going to drag you away from it. Just little things I've learned recently. Bye-bye.